Hello everyone. Welcome to Rightpath IAS. You're listening to news in short, designed for UPSC, SSC, banking, railways, and defense exams. This capsule helps you understand what is in the news, why it matters, and how it can be used in the exam. Today's news in short covers the Chagos Islands, Article 15.5, Statehood Day of Northeastern States, One Station, One Product Scheme, the EU's anti-coercion instrument, amendments to the SARFAESI Act, steel slag technology, reusable launch vehicles, Darwin's bark spider, and sacred groves. Now, let us begin topic by topic. Chagos Islands. Why in news? The United Kingdom has defended its decision to transfer sovereignty of the Chagos Islands to Mauritius while retaining the lease for a strategic military base. In news, in 2025, the United Kingdom signed an agreement handing over sovereignty of the Chagos Islands to Mauritius. At the same time, it retained control over the Diego Garcia military base. This decision has drawn criticism from the United States. About Chagos Archipelago. The Chagos Archipelago consists of more than 60 low-lying islands in the Indian Ocean. It is located around 1600 kilometers northeast of Mauritius. The islands were separated from Mauritius in 1965, when Mauritius was still a British colony. Britain purchased the islands for £3 million. Mauritius has argued that it was illegally forced to give up the islands as a condition for independence. Historical background. In the late 1960s, the United Kingdom invited the United States to build a military base on Diego Garcia. Thousands of island inhabitants were removed from their homes. International legal position. Since the 1980s, Mauritius has claimed sovereignty over the islands. In 2019, the International Court of Justice ruled that Mauritius's decolonisation was incomplete. It advised the United Kingdom to end its administration of the islands as soon as possible. This issue is important for understanding decolonisation, international law, and strategic geography. This makes it an important topic for current affairs preparation. Article 15.5 of the Indian Constitution. Why in news? The opposition has urged the government to ensure implementation of Article 15, Clause 5, while framing a single higher education regulator. Context. The issue has emerged during discussions on the proposed Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhishthan Bill 2025. What is Article 15.5? Article 15, Clause 5, empowers the state to make special provisions for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes. It allows reservations in admissions, including in private educational institutions, whether aided or unaided. Minority educational institutions under Article 30 are exempt. This provision was introduced through the 93rd Constitutional Amendment Act 2005. Significance. It enabled 27% OBC reservation in centrally funded higher educational institutions such as IITs and IIMs. It contributed to social mobility, skill acquisition, and wider representation in professional education. It reflects the constitutional idea of substantive equality. Judicial validation. The Supreme Court upheld the validity of Article 15, Clause 5, in the Pramati Educational and Cultural Trust versus Union of India case in 2014. The court confirmed that reservations can be mandated in non-minority private institutions. This topic is important for understanding constitutional equality and education governance. This makes it relevant for polity preparation. Statehood Day of Manipur, Meghalaya, and Tripura. Why in news? The President of India extended greetings on the Statehood Day of Manipur, Meghalaya, and Tripura. Context. All three states were granted statehood on January 21, 1972. This followed the enactment of the Northeastern Areas Reorganization Act, 1971. About. Manipur was a princely state that merged with India in 1949. It functioned as a union territory from 1956 until statehood. Tripura was also a princely state that joined India in 1949. It too remained a union territory until 1972. Meghalaya was originally part of Assam. It became an autonomous state in 1970 and a full state in 1972 to recognize its tribal identity. This highlights India's federal reorganization and regional accommodation. This makes it an important polity topic. One station, one product. Why in news? The One Station, One Product scheme has expanded to over 2,000 railway stations, empowering more than 1.32 lakh artisans. About. The OSOP scheme was launched in 2022 by Indian Railways. It promotes local, indigenous, and specialized products using the railway network. The stalls are designed to be uniform yet locally distinct. Many are designed by the National Institute of Design to improve aesthetics and functionality. Broader framework. The scheme is part of the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. It supports multimodal connectivity and improves logistics for local goods. This scheme links grassroots entrepreneurship with national infrastructure. This makes it important for governance and development topics. EU's anti-coercion instrument. Why in news? France referred to activating the European Union's anti-coercion instrument amid tariff threats linked to Greenland. About. The anti-coercion instrument is a trade tool adopted by the European Union in 2023. It is designed to counter countries using trade pressure against EU member states. Measures. It allows import and export restrictions within the EU's single market. It can also limit access of foreign companies to EU public procurement. Background. The instrument was developed after Lithuania accused China of blocking exports in 2021. Implementation. Activation requires approval by at least 55% of EU member states, representing 65% of the population. This reflects the EU's move towards strategic economic autonomy. This makes it relevant for international relations preparation. Centre likely to amend SARFAESI Act. Why in news? The Union government is considering amendments to the SARFAESI Act 2002. About. The proposed changes aim to strengthen credit enforcement and ease of doing business. A key focus is enhancing control over SARFAESI, the Central Registry for Secured Assets. What is the SARFAESI Act? The Act enables banks to recover non-performing assets without court intervention. It applies when outstanding loans exceed 1 lakh rupees. Recovery can be done by taking possession of secured assets. This topic is important for understanding banking reforms and financial regulation. This makes it relevant for economy preparation. Steel slag technology. Why in news? The government has promoted steel slag-based road construction, especially in hilly regions. More about the news. The Technology Development Board signed an agreement for commercial rollout of EcoFix. EcoFix is a pothole repair mix developed by CSIR CRRI. What is steel slag technology? Steel slag is a byproduct of steel manufacturing. It is processed to replace natural aggregates in road construction. This supports sustainable infrastructure and circular economy practices. This makes it important for science and technology topics. Reusable launch vehicles. Why in news? The global space sector is shifting from expendable rockets to reusable launch systems. What is a reusable launch vehicle? An RLV is designed to return to Earth and be reused for multiple launches. This includes winged spaceplanes and vertically landing boosters. Key technologies. They rely on advanced propulsion, thermal protection systems, autonomous navigation, and lightweight materials. India's program. ISRO is developing a winged reusable launch vehicle. It successfully conducted the RLVLEX autonomous landing experiment. Reusable systems reduce costs and increase access to space. This makes it important for science and technology preparation. Darwin's bark spider. Why in news? A study found that the toughest biological silk is produced by Darwin's bark spider. About. The spider is found in Madagascar. Its dragline silk has a tensile strength of about 1.6 gigapascals. Silk strength is linked to body size, with larger spiders producing tougher silk. This discovery is important for biomaterial research. This makes it relevant for environment and science topics. Sacred groves. Why in news? A study found high human disturbance in sacred groves of the northern Western Ghats. About. Sacred groves are forest patches protected by cultural and religious traditions. They are known by names such as Devarakadu, Kavu, Oran, Devrai, and Sarna. Significance. They conserve biodiversity, regulate climate and water, and preserve cultural heritage. This highlights the role of traditional conservation systems. This makes it important for environmental studies. That brings us to the end of today's news in short from Rightpath IAS. Stay consistent with current affairs and revise regularly. Thank you for listening.